Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something a lot of us feel, but maybe don't talk about much. It's that weird little knot of stress you get when someone you genuinely love says they're coming over. It's such a strange feeling, right? You love the person, but you're kind of dreading the visit. Let's get into why that happens.
So you get the text or the phone rings, and on the outside you're all smiles. Yeah, of course, come on over. But on the inside, there's this little voice that just whispers, and there goes my quiet evening. If you've ever felt that push and pull between wanting to be a great host and just wanting to be left alone, well, you're in the right place.
And let me just say this right off the bat. That feeling is not weird, it's not you being rude, and you are definitely not a bad person for feeling it. It's actually a super common, very human psychological response, way more common than you'd think. Okay, so in this first part, let's break down what makes our home feel like so much more than just a place with a roof. It's all about understanding why that feeling of peace is so valuable and why it feels so fragile.
Just think about it for a second. All day long, when we're out in the world, we're kind of on, right? We're playing different roles: employee, friend, parent. We're managing how people see us, and that takes a ton of energy. Home is the one single place where the show can end. It's where you can let your shoulders drop, breathe a little deeper, and just be your completely unedited self.
Picture your mind at home as this perfectly still, calm pond. A guest arriving isn't a bad thing at all. It's more like a tiny pebble gently dropped into that pond. Nothing's wrong, but the ripples, they change everything. All of a sudden, the quiet is gone, the energy in the room shifts, and you start noticing things like the stack of mail on the counter or how loud the TV is, things you were happily ignoring just moments before.
So what is actually happening in our brains when that pebble drops? Let's dive into the psychology of it. Why do we react this way, even when it's people we absolutely adore?
Well, there's a concept for this, and it's called territorial comfort. It's this idea that your home is your ultimate controlled environment. Every single thing in it, from the coffee mug you use to the way the furniture is arranged, is familiar, and most importantly, it's yours to control. This gives your home the power to be an emotional reset button, a place where your whole nervous system can just power down and recover from the chaos of the outside world. So here's how to think about the energy exchange. Outside your home, the mask is on. You're performing, you're socializing, and all that is draining your battery. But inside, the mask comes off. You can finally just be, and that's how that battery gets recharged. The moment a guest arrives, even a great one, that mask has to go right back on. The performance starts up again, and that crucial recharging process gets cut short. And that interruption is exactly why we start to build defenses.
Which brings us to one of the most important defenses we have: emotional boundaries. And no, this isn't about pushing people away. Think of it more like building a healthy shield to protect your own peace. Having strong emotional boundaries isn't antisocial. It just means you're actively looking after the internal space you need to stay sane and healthy. It's really a form of self-awareness and, honestly, self-preservation. It's knowing that to be a good friend or a good partner out in the world, you first have to protect your own well-being at your core. I really, really love this quote because it just completely smashes a huge myth. Your need for your own space has nothing to do with how much you care about other people. In fact, for a lot of us who are highly empathetic, the people who get drained by social interaction instead of energized by it, that feeling of relief is absolutely essential. That big sigh you let out when the door clicks shut, that's not rejection, that's oxygen.
And the reasons for these boundaries can come from all over the place. For some of us, it's simple. Home is for rest, not for the work of hosting. Meeting up at a coffee shop or a park is the perfect solution. You get the connection without giving up your sanctuary. For others, it might go a little deeper, back to childhood. If guests coming over when you were a kid meant stress, frantic cleaning, or pressure to be the perfect child, your brain might still connect visitors with that same old anxiety, even decades later.
Okay, so we get the feeling and we get the psychology behind it. Now for the really important question, what do we do about it? How can we actually honor this need for space without feeling guilty?
There are a few really powerful things you can do. First, just accept it. Let yourself feel what you feel, no judgment. Second, get good at suggesting alternatives. Saying, hey, instead of coming over, let's grab a coffee this week. Keeps your friendship strong while protecting your energy. And third, and this is the big one, reframe how you think about it. This isn't selfish, this is self-care. It's taking responsibility for your own well-being, which is literally the foundation for every good relationship you have.
I want you to let this one really sink in. These two things are not enemies. They're not opposites. Your ability to love people with your whole heart and your need to be alone can absolutely exist together. One doesn't cancel the other out. In fact, protecting your peace is what allows you to show up as a more present, more loving person when you do choose to be with others.
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What is it for you? Is it the total silence? Is it the freedom to be messy and not care? Or is it just the comfort of your favorite spot on the couch? Take a second to really think about what makes your space sacred to you, because knowing that is the very first step to protecting it. Thanks so much for joining me.